Africa is stirring. A new wind of unity is blowing across the continent. From the bustling marketplaces of Lagos to the vibrant streets of Nairobi, the call for a united Africa is growing louder. The African Union, once a distant dream, is now a tangible reality, a testament to the growing desire for integration and collaboration. The continent's people are realizing that their strength lies in their unity. This resurgence of Pan-Africanism is not merely a political slogan, it is a deeply felt yearning for self-reliance and a desire to reclaim Africa's narrative on the global stage. For centuries, Africa has been relegated to the periphery, its story told through the lens of others. Now Africans are taking back control of their destiny. This new generation understands that a fragmented Africa is a vulnerable Africa. They see a future where artificial borders no longer divide them, where trade flows freely, and where the continent's collective voice commands respect on the world stage. The journey towards a united Africa is arduous, fraught with challenges and obstacles, but the momentum is undeniable, fueled by a shared history, a common purpose, and an unwavering belief in Africa's potential. Africa is a continent of immense wealth. Its vast reserves of natural resources are the envy of the world. From oil and gas to diamonds and gold, from fertile land to abundant sunshine, Africa is endowed with the raw materials to fuel its own development and shape the global economy. The continent holds over 30% of the world's known mineral reserves. It boasts vast reserves of coltan, cobalt, and lithium, minerals essential for the production of smartphones, electric car batteries, and other technologies of the future. These resources, if managed sustainably and equitably, have the potential to lift millions out of poverty and transform Africa's economic prospects. Beyond its mineral wealth, Africa is also home to a young and rapidly growing population, a demographic dividend that could power economic growth for decades to come. With the right investments in education, healthcare, and infrastructure, Africa's youthful population can become a powerful engine of innovation and entrepreneurship. However, this vast potential remains largely untapped. Decades of exploitation, corruption, and poor governance have prevented Africa from fully harnessing its resources for the benefit of its people. The relationship between the West and Africa is a complex and often troubled one. For centuries, Western powers have viewed Africa as a source of cheap labor and raw materials, a continent to be exploited for its resources rather than engaged with as an equal partner. The transatlantic slave trade, a shameful chapter in human history, saw millions of Africans forcibly removed from their homeland and subjected to unimaginable brutality. Colonialism, which followed in the wake of slavery, further entrenched this unequal relationship. European powers carved up the continent amongst themselves, imposing artificial borders and exploiting Africa's resources for their own gain. The legacy of colonialism continues to cast a long shadow over Africa, hindering its development and fueling instability. Even after the end of formal colonialism, Western powers have continued to exert their influence in Africa, often through economic policies that perpetuate dependence and undermine local industries. Structural adjustment programs imposed by international financial institutions have often exacerbated poverty and inequality, while Western corporations have benefited from sweetheart deals that give them preferential access to Africa's resources. This history of exploitation has left deep scars on the African psyche. It has also created a deep mistrust of Western intentions, a sense that the West is more interested in extracting Africa's wealth than in supporting its genuine development. The global balance of power is shifting. The rise of China, India, and other emerging economies is challenging the West's long-held dominance. In this new multipolar world, a united and assertive Africa has the potential to become a major player on the global stage. A united Africa, with its vast resources and growing market, would be a formidable economic force. It could negotiate from a position of strength with multinational corporations and international institutions, securing better terms for its resources and attracting much-needed investment. Politically, a united Africa would have a stronger voice in international affairs. It could become a powerful advocate for multilateralism and a rules-based international order. It could also play a leading role in addressing global challenges such as climate change, poverty, and conflict. The prospect of a united and empowered Africa is a source of both hope and anxiety. Hope because it represents the possibility of a more just and equitable world order, one where Africa is no longer relegated to the sidelines. Anxiety, because it challenges the existing power structures and threatens the interests of those who have long benefited from Africa's division and weakness.